Hey, this is Anney.
And Samantha.
And welcome to Stuff I Never Told You, a production of iHeartRadio. And welcome to another sub segment, Fictional Women Around the World. This is one, I always hesitate with these episodes because we're doing a character wherein a lot of more information is about to come out about her, but we don't have it yet. Sometimes I don't do that, and sometimes I'm excited, so I do it. And that's where we are. I'm excited, so we're talking about it. So yes, the Thunderbolts, the Marvel movie The Thunderbolts, which is not a sponsor in any way, is coming out soon as we record this. And so that means we have another slightly less complicated episode for a Marvel episode for you about Yelena Belova, who is played by Florence Pugh. No spoilers for that movie, since it hasn't come out and I haven't seen it yet. But spoilers for the Black Widow movie and Hawkeye, the show. All right, so diving into the history, Yelena is the adoptive sister of Natasha Romanoff, a.k.a. Black Widow of the Avengers, which, by the way, we have done a Black Widow episode, if you want to check that out for more information. As a young child, Yelena was born in the USSR and was placed with adoptive parents and USSR operatives Alexei Shostakov and Melina Vostokov in the US, with Natasha posing as her older sister. So they're kind of like a cell family. Since Yelena was so young, she didn't really understand what was going on and thought that they were her, quote, real family. She didn't know this was sort of a government operation. After 3 years undercover, the family is discovered by S.H.I.E.L.D., the Marvel operation or organization, and they managed to escape. The family managed to escape on a plane to Cuba. A very daring escape. The two sisters were separated in the so-called Red Room, which is this notorious training facility for women assassins in Russia. Jumping ahead many years to the events of the Black Widow film, the main events, because this is in the movie, Yelena was one of the many brainwashed Red Room Black Widow operatives, because Black Widow is sort of like a James Bond title. It's like a thing that many people carry. And this kind of brainwashing is a procedure that started after Natasha defected. After a liberated Black Widow frees Yelena of the brainwashing with something called red dust, but not before Yelena, unfortunately, fatally stabs her. This Black Widow makes Yelena promise to free the others. Realizing the depth of what she has done while she was controlled, Yelena agrees. She goes to Budapest, where she has a surprise confrontation with Natasha. They fight and eventually arrive at a stalemate and agree to a truce. Yelena explains about the Red Room, which Natasha believed had been destroyed. The pair are then attacked by a bunch of brainwashed Black Widows. They manage to escape after an encounter with a mysterious big bad Taskmaster, and they are now on the run. While hiding from Taskmaster an event, Natasha finally explains the infamous Budapest incident, which is not nearly as fun as they made it sound in the original Avengers movie.
It's still not nice.
No.
That sounds traumatizing.
This is a very traumatizing event. I think maybe they were talking about being in the vent and having a bonding moment. Anyway, it was a traumatizing event that, I guess, spoilers, led to Taskmaster being created. So Yelena and Natasha's relationship is very strained in the beginning. Like, they're awkward around each other. Yelena asks why Natasha never looked her up, and Natasha reasons that they weren't really family and that she believed that Yelena was living a normal life without her and was kind of better off. Yelena accused her of just wanting to hang out with the cool kids, aka the Avengers. But they do bond, and the pair decides to work together to bring an end to the Red Room once and for all. Here is where Yelena buys a vest, which is the first thing she's ever purchased on her own, and she's very excited about it. They then go on a mission to rescue their adoptive father, believing that he may know the location to the constantly moving Red Room, which they do rescue him, but the reunion is also a bit rocky. Yelena punches him in the face. He accuses her of being on her period. And she's like, actually, they forcibly removed all of my reproductive organs in the Red Room. Try again. They then go try to find their adoptive mother. And when they do, they all have a very awkward family dinner. Their adoptive mom reveals that their mission in the U.S. all those years ago had been about perfecting the technology that they use to control all Black widows. A fight breaks out with Natasha dismissing any claims to their family, while Yelena says it was real for her. She isolates herself away, but her adoptive dad and her share a bonding moment where he sings her favorite song when she was a kid, which is American Pie. The family is attacked by Black widows, and Yelena wakes up in the Red Room facility, about to be operated on. However, her mother had put a communication device in her ear and informed her about a blade in her suit that allows her to escape. She locates some red dust, finds the widows that are attacking Natasha in the big bad's office, not Taskmaster, but the other guy. Yelena tossed a grenade wrapped with the vials of red dust into the room where it exploded and freed the widows. Yelena evacuated them while Natasha extracted data on where the rest of them were around the world. So the big bad, Dreykov, was attempting to escape on a helicopter, but Yelena managed to climb onto it, intending to stick her baton in it and take them all down. And Natasha arrives just in time to hear her say basically like, it's been fun, but I'm going. This is the end for me. She starts free falling as the helicopter explodes. Natasha jumps after her, catches her, and deploys her parachute, guaranteeing Yelena a safe landing. Later, she apologizes to Yelena for not coming for her sooner, and that she also felt that their family was real. Due to government/Avengers reasons, Natasha has to go on her own path, but not before Yelena gives Natasha her vest. Yelena spent the next few years freeing Black widows while Natasha was doing Avenger things until Thanos' snap erased Yelena from existence for 5 years. When she was brought back during the blip, as it's called, she learned that Natasha had died. She is approached by a woman named Valentina Allegra de Fontaine, or Val for short, who tells her that Clint Barton/Hawkeye killed her. So Yelena sets off on a mission to kill him in revenge. She confronts Clint on several occasions as he attempts to get her to believe the truth of Natasha's sacrifice because she basically sacrificed herself. Clint did not kill her. And also encounters and sort of befriends Kate Bishop, who we've also talked about on the segment, who is Clint's protege. Bishop continually defends Clint, and they have, her and Yelena have a very fun relationship, in my opinion. But it isn't until Clint uses the secret whistle Natasha and Yelena used when they were kids that she starts to believe him. And they share an emotional moment grieving Natasha. So that's where we are as this movie comes out. I know, like in the most recent trailer they have a behind the scenes of how they did this stunt where she jumps off the highest building in the world. And a quote playing during it is like, I think something's wrong with me, or maybe I'm just bored. I think that kind of captures a lot of her personality. She's very in the shadows as compared to Natasha. She even has a quote about that. She says, "Pain and suffering is every day, and we are both still trained killers, except I'm not the one that's on the cover of a magazine. I'm not the killer that little girls call their hero." She also kind of pokes fun at Natasha for having the superhero landing. That's a running joke, even though she does end up doing it. She's very cynical. She's very sarcastic. She's also incredibly skilled, but I find she's really genuine in a way that I enjoy. She really was moved by, like, this is my family and I want to fight for it. So she's a character I like, and I'm interested to see what happens. We shall see. Maybe this will be an update in the future. But in the meantime, listeners, if you have any thoughts about this or any characters we should do next, please let us know. You can email us at hello@stuffwenevertoldyou.com. You can find us on Blue Sky at Momsta Podcast, or on Instagram and TikTok at Stuff We Never Told You. We're also on YouTube. We have a TeePublic store, and we have a book you can get wherever you get your books. Thanks as always to our super producer Christina, our executive producer Maya, and our contributor Joey.
Thank you.
And thanks to you for listening. Stuff We Never Told You is a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, you can check out the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcast, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.